Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. We just did a live. Thank you for spending time with me. Sorry to keep you so long, but I really didn't want to get off because I enjoy your company. And I don't have my little one this week. It feels kind of weird. I have things I need to get done, and maybe I'll do that tomorrow, maybe run some errands. But in the meantime, I'm hanging out with you. Let's get to it. It's the Mimi Show. 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 Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Let's get to it. Let's talk about how Meghan is feeling right now.
A report this week that Meghan doesn't understand why people don't admire her. It doesn't come as a total surprise to me, Esther.
Okay. She busses out and says that I can't understand why people don't admire me. Admire you. First you got to get people to like you. Then there's another level of admire because people can just not like you, or they could like you and don't admire you. Admire is such a big word. That means worship in a sense. Admire, glamorize, just over the top, you know, in love with this person. Admire a person. Admire you. That's what a narcissist would say, or some person would say. Admire. People don't even like you. Americans have turned their backs on you. Your A-list friends don't even know your first name anymore. And the British people can't stand you. So, and you don't know why? No one has told you. Okay, let me just be a friend. It's okay, guys. Let me just throw her another bone called get your stuff together. And maybe at some particular time in this lifetime, maybe one or two people will admire you. And hopefully those are your kids. But you wonder why we don't admire you. There's a list that I could go down. Number one, the racism comment. That's never gonna go away. People don't talk about it as much anymore because it's old news. But it's not, because that was the beginning of the end. That ended her. That ended who she was to become admired. But now, even the more with this memoir, new book that she's supposed to be coming out with, and Harry's documentary on the press, on the media again, like enough already. People are sick of him whining and complaining about the press. Enough is enough, Harry. Stop complaining about something that you have no control over. But like my subscriber said, he's got this bully of a woman, Jezebel, that he's with, Meghan, that's wondering why she's not admired. And he's running around giving her everything she wants. And as he's doing it, he's hurting those that love him the most. So as Harry allows her to continue on this trash-a-thon, what is it? What's going to be in her memoir that's going to be such a page turner that we're going to be loving to read? What is she going to say? Oh, Harry explained to me that it was unconscious bias. I just wonder what the hell she's going to say that people are going to be interested in hearing. That's all. From a person that we don't admire. We don't admire her. She's not admired. She's not Catherine. No matter how hard the Sussex Squad tries to say things about Catherine, it falls flat because we know it's not true. And not just does it just fall flat, but it's like, come on, is that the only thing you can come up with? That's the best you can do is talk about a picture that she took. I remember the picture that was taken, and then everybody was talking about how photoshopped it was, like it was a big deal, like the world had came to an end because it was photoshopped. And even the GBM News and ITV was talking about her, like, why would she put this out here? Because she wanted to. She took a picture and altered it like everybody does and put it out there, and people made a big deal out of it. It was stupid. But making a that's how stupid it is. But then when you flip over to making shenanigans, it's all about her pap walking. Cause she done came out and pap walked today in this white shirt that looks like Diana's and them jeans that don't quite look right on her. It's like a box. It's just straight up and down. That's what it looks like. And then she's got that silly grin on her face. Like she's acting all the time. She's got a permanent acting grin on her face. And she's wondering why she's not admired. What you need to be worried about is how people really feel about you, because you don't want to be hated. Disliked, I dislike you. But there's some people out there that has the H word. So admired is far, far, far away. Like that movie Shrek. Daddy, come get Rockadoo Little.
Well, I
He
don't know.
started.
I do think there's a lack of self-awareness on the couple's part. I don't know if it goes as deep as Meghan wondering why people don't admire her. A report this week.
Oh, bye, little Rockadoo. He's not a mutt.
That Meghan doesn't understand why people don't admire her. It doesn't come as a total surprise to me, Esther. Well, I don't know. I do think there's a lack of self-awareness on the couple's part. I don't know if it goes as deep as Meghan wondering why people don't admire her, because that would be extremely narcissistic. But I think actually
She is narcissistic. And it is going to the extreme that no one admires her. And it's funny how she didn't say no one likes me, but no one admires me. Like, what kind of language is coming out of her mouth? Admire is such a prestigious, like admire, like I admire you, like you're great, you're greater than great. No one is feeling that about you. She's not reading the room. The room has shut down. Hello? Is anybody home?
the couple understanding why they haven't endeared themselves to the public is still a bit of an enigma to them, and part of that is because of where they live.
They still don't understand why people don't like them, and partially because of where they live. They live in a bubble, and that bubble says, yes, Meghan, yes, Meghan, yes, Meghan, and all these yes people around her, instead of telling her, girl, I would say something. I hope I would. Like, what, like, you know what? We need to talk. I know, especially if she came to me. That's the only way that I would be. She comes to me and she says, Letitia, no one is admiring me. Meghan, no one likes you. Why don't you figure that out first? Figure out how you're going to get just regular folks, the regular GP people, to like you. Not admire you, but to like you. And in order for you to be able to do that, you're going to have to change some things about you. and make yourself accountable for some stuff that you've already done. Some apologies need to be thrown out there from Thomas Marco to the royal family to Harry's friends and your friends. Some apologies from ghosting people and treating people like they're your peasants. And then walk around in front of them A-listers like she's some superstar, some golden child, some world of wonder. Oh, I'm better than you. That's her smile on her face. I'm better than you. I can wear what I want. I can say what I want. I can do what I want. I don't care how it makes anyone else feels. I don't care if it crushes someone else's heart that I treat them that way. I found out recently on Paula M station that um that on Paula M station, and I knew this, but I didn't know it to what extent. That I already knew that Meghan was setting her sights up. She was never planning on staying in the UK, period. She was always leaving the UK because of the way she set it up. She set it up where all those A-listers were going to show up. She was letting us know that my life is going to be centered around these new people. Not my family, but these new family members. These people that I want something from them. So if I invite them to my wedding, maybe they'll give me this or they'll give me that. Because all of a sudden she was flying on a George Clooney's plane. What you doing on his plane for? Excuse me, Tyler Perry's plane. She's the damsel in distress. He had to come save her from her prince that she just married. Listen to me. Tyler Perry comes to save Meghan from her prince that she just married, that said that he was going to cover her, take care of her, and do whatever it takes to make her happy. He was going to be that person for Meghan. That's what he vowed to do. And Meghan vowed to be in his family and take care of him. But her vows didn't. She was lying when she was calling out her vows. But Harry was telling the truth because he's gone. I went far. One of them old rants. They don't like you. People don't like you because of your personality, because of the type of person that you are, because of how you treat others. How do I treat others? With disrespect, with manipulation. How do you know that, Letitia? Because you've shown me that. Your girlfriend, you kicked her to the curb. Where's all Harry's friends? They left on their own? They left because they felt like, oh, let me let Harry have some space with his new woman? Or did you come along and kick them smooth to the curb for him? Or let's go a little deeper. What about the family members? Harry never met none of your family members but your mama. And that's just one half of Meghan. But that ain't even half because you didn't even get to meet the other half of the Raglan's family. What about them? The Raglans. Meghan's mama's family. What about those people? And what about your own father, your sister, and your brother? I know that there's tension and stress there. There is. There's a lot of mess because of the grandkids. Why is the grandkids being punished and not being able to see their grandfather? They're not being punished. They don't get to know him and have a relationship with him. Thomas Markle has other grandkids. Now, he's seen them before. He's never seen Meghan's kids. But she is wondering why she's not admired. Everybody else knows why. You can't even keep staff. You just got rid of a CEO from Invictus. Harry had something to do with that. He had to. I believe the Tillman Award. I believe what happened was the CEO from Invictus decided to step down because Meghan and Harry was profiting off of what he was doing for the company, and he was not being recognized. But not just not being recognized, there's probably some bad things coming down the pipe. Some financial situations. Because who's going to take up Invictus? Is Netflix going to continue it? Or were they doing it at all? Who's going to find Meghan's wardrobe for the Invictus? Because she's not paying for it. She's going to comp all of this stuff. But it's not like she's buying stuff that is economical and, not way expensive, because that's not how she rolls. She has to have expensive stuff because she had King Charles buying all kinds of clothes and all kinds of stuff. Her wardrobe was cost more than the the future queen. But they gave it to her. But they were supposedly um, feeding her to the wolves. They gave Megan everything she wanted. They treated her with respect when she didn't treat them with none. When they were taking care of her in the castle, when they were trying to get her ready for her wedding, when they were at her beck and call, like the 12 aides that Elizabeth assigned to Meghan to help her through royal life, but lied and said there wasn't any help. But you lied and said there wasn't any help, but you're wondering why you're not admired. Diana didn't lie, running around lying and making up stories to be popular. She was just popular and beautiful because she was genuine. Meghan is not genuine. She's not. She doesn't have her heart is hardened. It's not soft. Doesn't feel anything. You don't need a master's degree to know that.
Who they surround themselves with, understanding the dynamics. I think they think it's more.
They surround themselves with yes people. They surround themselves with people that are going to give them what they want. But then those that they need, like these deals and stuff that's falling apart, and you can't tell me WME ain't done. It's just a matter of time before we start hearing all these other businesses that are attached to Meghan and Harry are going to stop flopping. Flippity flop. Doo doo doo.
Just a binary. We've left the royal family, and therefore the media and everyone else has declared war against us and sees us as traitors, as opposed to kind of looking at their own conduct, run themselves with understanding the dynamics. I think they think it's more of just a binary. We've left the royal family, and therefore the media and everyone else has declared war against us and see.
So she's assuming that Meghan them thinks that everybody has declared war on them since they left Mexit. No, that's not it. You still had it going on after Mexit. People were still giving you the benefit of the doubt after Mexit. So don't blame it on anything other than your own personal behavior. And that is that you decided to leave and you were always leaving and never going to be um was never going to stay over there in the monarchy. But where you messed up was is that you thought you were going to come over here and tell them how they made you fail when you failed on your own. instead of taking responsibility and saying, you know what, I couldn't cope with it, I couldn't deal with it. No, you blamed everybody else. You blamed the Queen, you blamed Philip, you blamed William and Catherine and everybody else on why your stay as a royal was cut short. You cut it short. It's your fault. You decided to leave. You didn't give it 5 years. You gave it a few minutes because you was trying to get over here to George Clooney to see if you could star in one of his movies. You took the name Sussex and said, okay, it's time for me to shine. Come on, Harry. And got over here in Hollywood and is acting a fool and making a fool out of herself and wondering why she's not admired. Because people don't see you as a princess. People don't see you as this goddess. Now, like my sister said, once upon a time you were. And if you had just stayed there, and not even stayed there, just came over here and shut up, you would be where you want to be. You would have a lot more people on your side, and you would be admired. But no one's listening. We're only listening to the people around us. Let's go get some awards. That's going to make us popular. The awards, our charity, what we do. We're fighting against the media. That's going to be good because that's going to kill two stones at once. That's going to stop them from trying to make me look bad.
As traitors, as opposed to kind of looking at their own conduct. I do think there were some cultural clashes.
Instead of them looking at their own conduct, Meghan and Harry thinks it's some outside entity that's making them not popular. It's got to be the wind. It's got to be the royal family. It's got to be, it's you. Hello? Hello? Meghan? Is anybody out there? It's them paparazzi. It's them fake Nigeria trips. Hello? Yeah, that's that stupid stuff. Nope, but we're gonna stay in denial. That's where we're gonna be. Let's
Meghan just
continue.
entering the royal family in the first place, and I think the way that they did it didn't endear themselves neither to the sort of royal staff, the household, or the country more broadly. I think it's something that they had to kind of embed themselves into and really take their time with it. They had to invest themselves in the time and their life into being active working members of the royal family, and I don't think that's something that they were willing to do, at least not with the terms that they felt were presented to them. So I still think that there is this kind of prolonging bitterness about how they feel like they've been treated in the royal family, their time within and outside the royal family. But I don't know if I'd go as far as Meghan saying she doesn't know why people don't admire her. I think the couple are now on some sort of journey to just redefine their paths. I think one thing that does it sort of,
If you have to ask, then it means you need to seek and find out what's going on within yourself. You were admired. At one particular time, once upon a time, there was this lady named Meghan that met a prince. And we were all fooled into believing that she really loved the prince. But come to find out, she really didn't love the prince. And the only thing she wanted was notoriety. And so after that, she made the prince leave his kingdom and come over to some new place that she had conjured up for them. And now the lazy princess is trying to figure out, oh, how did I get here? Why doesn't anyone like me? Why doesn't my husband's family country like me? Do you really care? Or is it messing with your brand? I don't think she cares. I think it messes with her brand. The mere fact that she's not admired and no one likes her, and that she's losing all credibility, she thinks it's not her, It's everybody else. She's still trying to figure out why. And all she ain't looking in the mirror. She has not looked and said, "Oh, could it be me? Could it be me? Could it be me?"
Annoy the couple is the fact that there's this insistence that everyone thought they were leaving just so they can have a private life and be private citizens and do things under the radar when actually what they really
No, she was never wanted to private life. That was a lie. We know that that was a lie because we just saw her on a pap walk on little man's birthday. How come she didn't pep walk tomorrow? Nothing's going on tomorrow. Or why didn't she pep walk Sunday? No, 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 no. She knows when she releasing these pictures and she loves it. That's why she put that funky grin on her face and then try to pretend like, "Woe is me. I don't understand why people don't like me or I'm not admired." Like, how could that be? Girlfriend, it's you. Denial City. And I don't think she's in denial. I think she knows, but don't care. There's that psychopath or psychopath.
wanted to do was still remain in the spotlight, just kind of craft their media image according to how they saw that they wanted to be represented. But unfortunately, that's not how things always work out. You actually have to give to then receive. You can't expect the media to kind of follow what you expect them to do. You have to actually work and have some skin in the game before you can get the accolades and the sort of goodwill as I would put it, as they wanted. But there's also been a couple of really quite sensational headlines this week.
Uh-oh.
First, a report that Harry is holding Meghan back from a confrontation with Charles. Now, is there anything to this?
Harry is holding Meghan back from a confrontation with Charles, meaning what? She's going to address him aggressively. And why? Why would she have anything to say to King Charles at this particular time? She didn't come to his coronation. She didn't support that. She didn't support anything. She hasn't seen the kids. So, what in the world does she have to say to King Charles that is so charged? It's so charged up. Harry is trying to keep Meghan from talking to King Charles about what? Some sneaky devilish stuff. We broke, we need some money, and if you don't give me no money, I'm gonna come out with this. Blackmail, the memoir. Meghan plays a dangerous game. Very dangerous. Because what is it that is so important that Harry is holding her back from talking to his father about what? What? You don't want to talk to your own father, so why in the world are you talking to his? Why do you feel like you have this special connection with the royal family that you can go and feel that you can talk to them anytime you get ready to? But then when it comes to your own family, they're ghost. But you want to talk to King Charles about what? Because he's powerful? Because he's the king? Because you want something from him? You want him to pretend that he didn't know about the unconscious bias and come and apologize to you? That stupid stuff. And thinking people stupid? Knowing that you made up that racism stuff just to stir up crap? Just to stir it up. Just to destroy it. Stir it up, destroy it. That's what she did. Now all of a sudden she needs to talk to King Charles. It's an emergency. What's the emergency? Harry, why do your wife needs to talk to your father? Why don't you talk to your father? What does she have to say that she's not saying to her own father? You don't know him like that. You don't know King Charles to where you need to sit down with him and have a one-on-one, and like y'all gonna hash it out and everything is gonna be okay, and then the world's gonna see it, and then we're gonna be like, oh, they're friends, so we should be friends too with her. No, it don't work like that. You have made your bed, girl, and now you have to lay in it, and you're not gonna skedoodle your way out of this without consequences. And King Charles doesn't have anything to say to you, as you can see. The only thing he wants to see is some grandkids, if they exist. And I say that because there's a mystery around them kids. There's a high level of mystery. I don't care what you say, what you do, because every time she come outside, she without them kids. I'm glued to. This is the first night I haven't been without Kara, and it has been a bittersweet because I felt anxious without her, but mommy needed a break, you know? And it's so good to have a break. And I understand it now. It's for probably both of us. She probably needed a break from me too. Okay, let me move on. I'm ranting.
This is, again, pure speculation. We don't have any concrete evidence of this. I think it's just people assuming
I
that there's
believe
still
it.
high levels of bad
I
blood.
believe it. She wants to talk to King Charles. She's been wanting to talk to King Charles. Like they said, you can't flip a phone and call him on the phone. No, no, no. You got to schedule through aides and all this other stuff. And then if they talking stupid, you can't even talk to him at all because he ain't got time for the shenanigans. He's running the country. And now you want to talk about your grievances, Meghan. After they didn't let you in, you have been a problem child since you knocked on the door. And Harry let you in. The traitor. Come on in. Come on in, Jezebel. Do what you want to my family. I don't care.
Royal family. What we do
And
know
didn't
is
she do it? Didn't she do a doozy?
that the king has expressed interest in seeing his grandchildren, Archie and Lilibet, in the flesh, because apparently they're
There we go. King Charles wants to see the kids in the flesh because obviously there's something going on with these kids. And he bestowed titles on Meghan pushed the titles on the kids, and King Charles updated the website with the kids, Prince and Princess, but he hasn't seen these kids. So how do he know that they come from Meghan and Harry? And before they can be in the line of succession, I didn't make this up, we should be able to know where they come from, that they came from her, birth certificates and everything. But some kind of way she's hiding it. What you hiding it for?
interactions have been restricted to FaceTime. And this is an arrangement that apparently their parents, the Sussexes, have been amenable to, but it hasn't materialized because of Prince Harry's ongoing battle with the Home Office and the removal of him and his family's automatic right to armed security in the UK that they've offered to pay for. But there's so many implications around, whether the police can be for hire for people that feel high status enough to have that privilege. I'm not necessarily sure about the nature of the relationship between the king and Meghan. As far as public information is concerned, she's always spoken well of the king, even when she accused members of the royal family of alleged racism, which was a whole saga that was bunked and debunked and went on for a long time.
It's still
She
there.
always said that the king and the queen, the late queen, treated her well, and that they were not they shouldn't have been in the line of fire, even though they didn't go as far as clarifying who they meant, which I thought was quite childish. And so again, this is just pure speculation. We don't actually have anything concrete to go off with regards to the nature of the relationship between the king and Meghan, but we do know that there is some tension around him seeing his grandchildren and Harry's ongoing case with.
There is tension around him seeing his grandchildren, which tells me that King Charles has had enough and is saying, listen, you either bring the kids over here so I can see them or you don't. I really don't have nothing to say to you and Meghan. Like, why do we even have to have a dialogue? Like, there's nothing to discuss. There isn't. And Meghan wants to sit down and have a chat. I'm sure she done wrote some letters and they got the letters to just, I will be returned to sender. First, you burn your bridges across everywhere. The UK, King Charles, Queen, everyone, your family. You demolished them all on the Oprah show. Then said that your father was practically dead to you. And then Harry's saying it too. And then you come out, oh, and start talking about King Charles and how Harry has lost his father in this, but he lost the same father that you trying to chit chat with. And say what? No. I would be like, no, she does not need to talk to him. His health is not well, and we do not need any new shenanigans. Okay? So let's put this to bed. She is not talking to King Charles. It's where are the kids? Huh? They sleep? Okay. Well, call me when they wake up. It would be that. But she wondering why she's not admired. Because you're not the king, you're not the world's princess. And you have proven to yourself that you are not this royal princess, that you are a fake-a-do. I'm coming to an end, guys. I'm going to the movies tonight.
Home Office. Now, I've got about a minute left. The other headline was Meghan was described by a royal commentator as being an agent of poison. Bit over the top, don't you think? It's quite dramatic. I mean, she's been treated like the Yoko Ono of the royal family.
An agent of poison. Meghan, an agent of poison. She's remorseless if she wants someone neutralize expert shocking claims. Meghan's an agent of poison. Admire. She went from wanting to be admired to this man calling her an agent of poison. She's remorseless. That's scary. People calling you narcissistic and all these names, and you think it's just people on YouTube. No, girl, this the world is calling you an agent of poison. A remorseless person. Someone that cares nothing about them, nothing about nobody but the me inside of them. That's it. I wonder what she's going to say about this. But the bottom line is that they're poison. Meghan is poison. That means if you touch her, something's going to happen. The CEO, he's gone. He touched her. Spotify, all them people gone. They lost 200 people from that company. Netflix that's that stupid stuff. Because they know they've been gone. Them Archie Well people left. Harry Friends is on the run. Agent of poison. I would not want to be called that. If I was, I would be like, what the hell is going on? Who and what do we need to do to fix this and fix this now? Because I cannot be called poison and agents and narcissistic and psychopaths and I only think about myself and no, people are not genuinely upset with you because you mexed it. No, it's not you against the royals. No, it never was. You pinned that. You created that war. And then not only did you do it with his family, you did it with yours too. Don't forget Thomas Markle, them and Junior and Samantha and agent of poison. Ew. You are a long way from being liked. You are a long way from being admired. So try to fix it. Try to figure out what the hell you've done wrong to fix it. And those people that you got around you that don't know, tell them to come on YouTube.
I think where she's described as poisonous, I think is quite dramatic and unnecessary. I do think
It
that
is necessary. It is necessary. It is dramatic and it is necessary. She said it's not necessary. It is necessary to tell the truth. What you see, you do. You see this monstrous person that don't give a dang about nobody but themselves and shows it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we're not seeing it. That's not what we're seeing. I hate when people try to tell me what I see and what I can't see. You know, me and Paula got into a heated debate the other day. It was good, and I was like, "You're not going to convince me of something that I don't agree with." And that's what I think the relationship is good because you got to be able to agree to disagree. Because if you can't, then what the heck? I'm not going to agree with everything that comes out of your mouth. That ain't happening, baby doll. It's not gonna go down that way. I'm gonna have something to say, especially if it's something that I believe in. Poison, Agent Poison.
there are clashes both culturally and in terms of attitudes towards the royal family, towards what the institution looks like, and how anyone entering the institution, what their role would be. I do think that Meghan had a very kind of my way or the highway sort of approach. She had a very American kind of forceful approach.
So Meghan had a my way or the highway approach. So she didn't go in there trying to work with the family and try to work with the institution to help her transition. So how was she not poisoned? She didn't go in there working with the system. She worked against the system. So as she was working against the system was always going to be broke for her. She was going to make it out the villain. They did this to me. They did that to me. This happened to me and that happened to me. But I did this to make it better, and I did that to make it better. And I was the queen, and I did that, and I did this, and I got a PhD, and I got this, and I'm a philanthropist, and I'm all this other stuff. But then I was treated like I was black when I went to across the pond. I was treated black. You was treated like a princess. You was given a prestigious name that you won't let go of to this day because you're hanging on to it like glue. And it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't. It's disgusting the way she went over there and took things and ran and said, "Oh, okay, now I'm going to talk crazy about y'all. Now I'm going to talk crazy. Now I'm going to say y'all racist. I was suicidal." All this was going on when I had just got married to my prince. Harry should have been pissed off. Harry should have been like, "Wait a minute. You just married me. Now you all flip-diddy dude. Now you flipped out. Now you can't stay here. Everything is gone, Well, get up and leave." He should have let her leave without the baby. Okay, go, but Junior is staying here with me because he's in line. And even if he wasn't in line, he's staying here. He ain't going to America. No, he let her put him on a plane, fly him over here, and have another one that no one has ever seen. And I heard Tyler Perry hasn't seen his god kids. Have you been over there, Uncle? Uncle Tyler, I heard your film flopped. You was markled. Don't don't get it twisted. The British people are stronger and have a lot more going on than Tyler Perry and Oprah realized. And I believe they missed the mark because after that, people lost respect for them. Like they're losing respect for Serena. I'm wrapping it up, guys.
She thought she'd just get in and revolutionize the institution, and I don't think that was the case at all. And I don't think it can all be blamed on her. I actually
Oh,
think
I
most of
can. Yes,
the
he can.
blame, if you put it that way, should be on Harry, who I don't think
Okay, her and Harry. All right.
was very well educated in how to actually bring Meghan into the institution. I thought he was very forceful. I thought he had, you know, a very negative attitude to and assumptions about how Meghan was being integrated into the royal family.
Well,
And
that's
I
what she
think
was
that's
telling
probably
him.
what precipitated this acrimonious split. I don't necessarily think Meghan is an agent of evil. I just don't think she was a good fit for the royal family to begin.
Nope, she was an agent of evil. If you're doing something for your own personal gain, your own personal self, and not thinking of others, isn't that kind of evil? That means I can go in the store and just take stuff off the shelf and walk out and not pay for it and not care that it's going to affect anybody else. Oh, okay. Come on, Esther.
With because I don't think she had the right attitude, and I think it
She's
was worsened
poison
by
and
Harry's
evil.
insistence of doing things their way and constantly feeling ostracized or not getting his way. Esther Kraku, as always, thank you for joining us, and thank.
Well, guys, that's it for me. I'm out of here. I'm going to go see if my husband will take me out again tonight and have some fun. I know I'm too excited about Little Bit not being here, but you got to understand she's 4 years old and she's never spent a night like more than 1 or 2 nights, one night away from mommy. Normally it's only one night and it's going to be two. So, kisses. It's been the Mimi show. Let me know what you think.